Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Podcasters Lounge. We're just here. We're going to chill. Was that loud noise? I think my wife is watering the lawn or something. Anyway, the Podcasters Lounge. Wait, what the? Why is it not show? There we go. Okay, so there you go. There's our Facebook group. And we do live streams. So, and it's just a lounge. So we're just hanging out, chilling. What's up, Roy Stegman? Good to see you, man. And so join our Facebook group, and we stream live on YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope, and Facebook. So those are where we stream live. And see, hear that? Wow. Anyway, so happy to be here. Welcome to the stream. If you're if you're watching, just say hi in the chat like Roy Stegman did. Yeah, buddy. Roy's been mixing. I saw you were streaming on Facebook. You're mixing. How did that go, Roy? Because it takes a while, right? That's the thing about streaming that, something like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing pretty good. Sometimes it's like the little things that just tick you off enough. What the muffin? Hi. Welcome. Good to see you. And if you have a podcast, let us know what your podcast is. Also, let us know what you're drinking. Oh, there's my wife. She's right out in the backyard. I'm just drinking some agua. And I just had some iced tea. So I'm good. But, okay, let me show you this. So I run podcast engineering school, right? I don't know if you all knew that, but podcast engineering school, where I teach people how to produce and engineer podcasts at a professional level. What happens, though, is some people approach me and they start asking me questions. And, I mean, simple, quick questions I can answer, no problem. But when you're asking me like an in-depth question, I can't answer you. I mean, if you want to hire me, I'll spend 2 hours with you if you want. Or you could go listen to all my previous episodes of my show. I mean, there's a lot you can do. But so when I deny someone 2 hours of hand-holding, now I'm the devil. Now I'm an a-hole. All right, what the muffin is drinking lemon iced tea. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, I would love that. And Roy's drinking coffee. So welcome everyone to the lounge. We're listening to, in the background, listening to some live instrumental Grateful Dead. Because it's one of the only things you can, well, I guess there's a lot of music you can play, but literally, after all this time streaming, I still don't know what music I'm allowed to play. In fact, last stream, which was, when did we stream last? Was it over the weekend? We played a Tool song, and on YouTube, it's okay. It'll still play on YouTube, but Facebook sent me a note that Facebook was blocking that. So welcome to the lounge. Let us know where you are, what you're doing, what you're drinking, and what your show is. Yeah. So Roy says the two remixes are now on SoundCloud. Okay. The voting closes on Friday. If you want to give them a like on there, it would help me in the contest. All right. Oh, look at this guy, Brad Hargis. What's up, buddy? Look at you. You're on the other side of the stream. It's like there's a stream in the middle. You're on one bank and I'm on the other, and we're like, hi. Here's Roy. All right, Roy's posting the links here in Facebook, so everybody go click those links and listen to his mixes on SoundCloud. So what's up, Bradley? Bradford? The stream bank. Yes. Sorry, I read it before I read it. You know what I mean? So welcome everyone to the lounge. Anyway, I was just venting about something, but it's nothing new. It's just annoying because because I really wish I could help everyone who has questions. I wish I could. I would love to help everyone, but I can't, right? It's not enough hours in the day. All right, there's remix number 2 for Roy Stegman's mixes. And that's your band, right, Roy? It's your band, or is it a side project? I think it's your band, right? So, yeah, besides that, I've been kicking butt on producing episodes for my own show. Yeah, Brad's just putting the kids to bed and chilling at the lounge. Yeah, we're just chilling. You know what I was thinking? Maybe even Roy says if you have a SoundCloud account, you can vote for them. I know I have a SoundCloud account somewhere. Yeah, I could just log in. Oh yeah, the remixes you did? Okay, cool. Yeah, so my I haven't had a ton of client work lately, or actually it's been the same. No, I've had more client work, but this week it seems like less. And so I had time to like I produced 3 episodes of my show in the last like 3 days, and I scheduled it. So like this week's show, the one that comes out, it's tomorrow. Comes out tomorrow. That's done and scheduled. Next week, done and scheduled. The week after that, done and scheduled. Yeah, buddy. Oh, Roy says the band is Sin 9, but it's credited to your solo project, Prosthetic Orchestra. Okay, cool, man. And yeah, so that's what I've been doing. What have you been doing? How's life treating you these days? We just went for a walk. It's nice, and today was a nice sunny warm day here in Colorado Springs. So that was good. Yeah, let me record and schedule your episodes, Brad Hargis. Send them over. Actually, that'd be kind of funny. Like, you know what we should do, Brad? This might be fun. I don't know if you'd want to do it, but maybe you could send me audio from an episode, and then I could stream on Twitch and actually just sort of produce the episode, but do it all live on Twitch. The problem with that is like Roy, like you just did, mixing a song live, it takes a long time. Even today, like Rick Beato posted a video today where he was showing one of his songs, like the first song he ever really recorded and produced by himself. And he was going to show the multi-track, but like, then all of a sudden the video edits to a point when he's like, okay, I just spent 30 minutes just pulling together the mix to make it sound halfway decent, because it just takes time, right? It takes time to mix and to do all that stuff. And for someone watching, I think it's probably boring. No? All right. What the Muffin is working a lot. Okay. So what is your show, What the Muffin? Do you have a podcast we can look at? Everybody wants to see. Is that a mermaid? That's a mermaid. Mystics takes forever to edit. What is that, Mystics? Or am I reading it wrong? So, dude, I'll totally send you some audio for that. Yeah, I mean, let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? What the heck? Oh, music. Okay. Yeah, music takes forever to edit. Well, mixing, really, right? The mixing is, I think you mean mixing. Mixing is what takes all the time. So I'm just trying to be dramatic. I'm just trying to get a rise out of you, Vanessa. All right. Brad, by the way, if you want to jump on later, let me know. If not, that's totally cool. I mean, I get it. Or if anybody's chilling and just wants to jump on here, jump on live. You need decent video and decent audio. That's all you need. You don't need any monster microphone, whatever. Watched anything lately? What did we watch? No, just off Amazon Prime. We watched a couple things over the last week, maybe. I don't know. Nothing major, nothing new for sure. I've been watching a lot. I'm still watching a lot of chess on Twitch. Yes. Come on, people. What would be decent? You know the answer to that. Oh, by the way, I did a Daily Goody episode of my show, and I brought back my announcer guy, but it's not the announcer guy. It's the announcer guy's wife that came down in the spaceship in my backyard. And yeah. And so anyway, that's coming out in not tomorrow, but 2 weeks from tomorrow. Oh, Roy's up to date on Westworld. All right. Westworld, a show I've never seen. Me and two others are putting together a podcast, but don't have it up and running complete yet. All right. That's awesome. Yep. I'm glad you're doing it. Just do it. And it, things take time, but just keep marching forward, get it done, have fun. That's it. And then then once you launch and stuff, then you get, you'll get in a rhythm, and it's really important to keep the rhythm. Oh, Roy says Westworld keeps getting better. Wait, is Westworld a show that's still going, or is it over? I don't know anything about Westworld. So, and of course, Ralph M. Rivera got a mention in the episode that I was just referring to. By the way, do you guys mention Ralph M. Rivera in your streams or your episodes, or is it just me? Am I the only one? Oh, man. So, yeah, there's a lot of chess happening. All these chess grandmasters are stuck at home, and a lot of them are streaming on Twitch. And it's awesome. It's pretty cool. I'm liking it. Oh, you just started that Tiger show. Okay. I heard, what was it? Jason DeFilippo. I think he watched 2 episodes of that, and he's like, that's it. I'm done. I'm not wasting my life on this rubbish. But anyway, everyone's watching it though. There's nothing wrong with watching it, of course. So, I mean, sometimes you got to watch things just to sort of stay in the relevant social conversations, right? Or some people don't care. Like me, I don't care about that. Like I don't watch things just to stay in the conversation. Westworld is on HBO. Oh, they started season 3 season 3? I thought Westworld was like 15, 20-year-old show. No? All right. Once you get the first episode up, they'll just keep rolling. Yeah, well, they will keep rolling, but it does take a lot of effort. So you got to get in a groove and get your processes down, and then just work the process. And then you just keep cranking. Tiger King is awesome. Brad Hargis, I want to know, Brad Hargis, right now, you need to name 3 movies that you don't like at all, because you like everything, dude. I don't think I've ever heard you say that a certain movie was terrible. Name 3 terrible movies, Brad Hargis, right now. I need to know. Westworld is a movie with Yul Brynner, and then an updated show now on HBO. Okay. So Westworld was a movie. Now it's a show on HBO. That's cool. Are y'all watching those of you who have HBO or whatever? Oh, cool. Because I got HBO, I forget, what was it called? HBO Now or something for like a few months, and I watched all the Larry Sanders Show episodes. It was great. All right, hold on. I got to there's a bona fide celebrity who wants to join us here. Okay, are you guys ready for A list, top of A list? We're about to get on the stream. Okay, the movie was from the 70s. Okay, the series is based on the book that the film was based off of. Okay, yeah, it always starts with a book, right? Except remember The Secret? The Secret, that book and the movie, that was opposite. It started as the movie itself. All right. You know, silence is golden, and that's what this man deserves.
Silence? That's what I get?
Well, no, you get a nice.
Really?
That didn't make sense.
That's all right.
Jim Collison. What's up, brother?
I'm needing a haircut, man.
Yeah? Don't you own a Flowbee or no?
No, I do have a razor, but I'm just afraid. I'm
Okay.
afraid to get a haircut. Are you cutting your own?
Yeah, I always cut my own.
Oh, dude.
For the last 30 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So by the way, wait, hold on. I'm missing comments here. I asked Brad Hargis what movies he hates. He said Fargo, Jurassic Park, Fallen Kingdom, and Star Trek Into Darkness. Terrible. Okay. Fargo, I'm surprised by that. Oh, I saw Fargo. I mean, it was kind of weird, but I thought it was good. Anyway, totally makes sense. Jim, do you like any of those movies?
I'm a Jurassic Park guy. I like that one.
Okay.
Fargo, I've never seen. What was the other one? Oh, hold on. Fallen Kingdom?
No. I don't even know what that is.
I don't either.
Well, it's a Jurassic Park movie.
Love Into Darkness. I'm a big Trek fan. Yeah, those were good. I thought they really Universal, whoever was making those, really screwed up by not. They messed around with that cast, and there was some infighting going on, and they had a third or fourth or whatever it was planned, and they just couldn't pull it together. And now it'll never happen. They're done. The Kelvin, I think it's called the Kelvin timeline.
Oh,
with Christopher Pike and that, or not Christopher Pike, Chris, the actor.
That the lead guy.
Pine, Chris Pine.
Oh, yeah.
Pine. Yeah. Christopher Pike is actually a character in Star Trek.
All right. Khan.
Oh, that is great. Yeah, Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan.
My wife, sometimes when I'm down here working, over the past couple of weeks, when I go upstairs, my wife will be watching an old Star Trek movie, which they almost kind of look like TV, but it's a movie.
Yeah.
But some of them are cool too, right?
The first one was terrible. The first one was, so what's 80, 84 or something? I can't remember when it came out.
Oh.
So Kirk, they're all still pretty young, right? But it's terrible. V'ger. That's is about Voyager, the spacecraft going out, and an alien took it over and then sent it back, and it was going to destroy the planet, whatever. It was terrible. It was terrible. Yeah, it was terrible. That's why Wrath of Khan was so good, because the very first one had been so bad. And then they were like, okay, you got one more shot at this, or it's over.
Right?
I like that music in the background.
Oh, yeah, baby. Grateful Dead. Smoke them if you got them.
Well, I will.
I know.
It's a little chilly. It's a little chilly on the deck tonight.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
It's a little chilly.
Oh, Brad says 1979 was the first movie. Yeah.
Oh, it's super boring. Super boring. It was bad. They literally, Chris. So there's a scene where they're kind of introducing the Enterprise, kind of the new Enterprise. And I think it's Kirk and Spock are flying around it in a shuttle. I swear to God, it's 15 minutes of them just circling. Lights come on, dramatic music. They circle around the back. They show all these, you're like, get on with it already. It's just like, come on, get to the point. Get on.
I think that's one my wife watched. I think I saw some of that. Yeah.
It's got that woman that's bald. It's got a bald-headed woman on it, and if that's, you would know. She's I think she was Kirk's love interest in that one.
Okay. Yeah, and they went into some structure,
Yeah.
and that's the structure they were going through for like 15 minutes.
No. When they were getting on the Enterprise, just to get on the Enterprise in the beginning of the movie.
Oh,
The beginning, like it's been going for like 10 minutes, and then they get on the shuttle to get onto the Enterprise. It's like 15 minutes of circling around the Enterprise. That's all it is. Lights are turning on, dramatic music. You're like, that's it. It's like going to a used car lot and just circling around a car for 15 minutes. Get in the car already.
right.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
So
long and boring.
how's your week been, Jim?
I think good so far. The advice I took from the experts was make every day kind of similar, right? Do similar kinds of things, get a schedule, plan your meals, some of those kinds of things, right? And we've done all that, but because of that, now every day I can't tell the difference between any days.
Yeah.
Like the only day is different. It's like Saturday because I get up and do Ask the Podcast Coach, right? Every other day is the same. And so people are like, we're in our 4th week, right? And people are like, you're trying to remember things. And you're like, I don't know when that was. Like, you don't have any reference points. Every day is the same. I don't know. Are you finding
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, just about an hour ago. I told my wife I said, oh yeah. So I'm going to start streaming at 7 PM. And she's like, oh, what is today? What, like
exactly.
It's like every other day you're like, wait, is today is it Monday?
I know.
It's Tuesday.
I know. You're like, oh, I know. I appreciate you saying it's Friday, but it's only Tuesday.
Right.
When you talk to people like, oh, have a good weekend. And you're like, it's just Tuesday. So yeah, it's wearing a little bit. When I went through military basic training, you're locked up for 8 weeks and you go through these phases, these emotional phases. The first one, it's kind of like the phases of grief. The first one is denial. You're like, then the second one is desperation. You're like, oh, I got to find a way out. Maybe the government will cancel this thing. You come up with all these stupid excuses. And then you go through depression, right? You're like, okay, this is, I don't know. I don't know if I can make this kind of thing. Then that 4th stage, the middle stage, is just kind of confusion. You're not for it. You're not against it. You're just there. You're going through the motions. You got time. I think a lot of people are in that phase right now where they're just kind of like, well, we're in it. I don't know what day it is. I'm drinking every night. Seriously, like there will definitely not be a recession in the alcohol industry here in the United States, right? Right?
I guess so.
We are drinking. Everybody's drinking. Like I'm on Facebook and they're like, well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Wow.
Right? It's just crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. So anyways, I think we're kind of, I think a lot of folks are kind of in that ambivalent phase. Yeah. Today's Wednesday. Well, apparently.
He thought tomorrow was Friday all day. Oh, doesn't that suck?
Totally. Yeah, totally. I do have some events. I have a Thursday podcast and a Friday podcast that at least mark those days for me. Kind of deal. It's like, oh, okay, this is what we do on Thursday, so it kind of makes sense. But then there becomes an acceptance phase, and you kind of settle in, and you figure things out. And I think in a couple weeks, most people will be in an acceptance phase, and they'll get through it. Man, you can't waste vodka. You can't waste vodka on hand sanitizer. I'd rather get the coronavirus than waste vodka.
Yeah, right.
I'm just saying. You can't waste vodka that way. How about you? I mean, are you from where? Okay, in those phases of this, where do you think you land as far as what with this?
I don't know. I mean, I'm okay. In a way, not much has changed, and I'm able to handle the stress just fine. So I'm not going crazy. I mean, I don't drink, and I don't want to, and
yeah, that's good for you.
I'm just living life, and now I do feel confined for sure. Like I just wish I could go sit in a restaurant and eat something, or but that'll come back.
Yeah, see, I think I'm actually okay with that.
Mm.
Yeah, Roy, that's it, yeah, I'm okay with the confinement thing. Like I did have a dream I was getting crushed, like I was getting like I kind of woke up like the world was closing in on me. But I think for the most part, the isolation bit, I'm okay with.
Right.
I am the thing I am fixated most on is just the economy. Like I am worried. I am genuinely worried for our economy.
Right. I know they're
That's what I
propping
worry
it up really well right now, but
yeah, well, not even yet. It hasn't really even kicked in, right? I mean, unemployment, yes, but the bailout, whatever we're going to call it, the support, whatever we call it hasn't even kicked in. No one's seen anything yet, so we haven't really seen any effects of that. It'll be interesting to see. I think we are floating on unemployment. Just that's all we're floating on right now.
Okay.
Don't you think?
I guess so. I don't know. I don't follow it on that level, but it's very clear that there's so many people that aren't working, and then
10 million file. Yeah, 10 million filed. Like that's 10 million people filed for unemployment. We have to remember, if we've gone maybe, and I'm not going to make this political, so don't worry about that, but we have gone since 08, 09 to 2010. So the last 10 years, unemployment's been declining, and we get maybe 400,000 to 600,000 claims a week on that, right? 400,000 to 600,000. Then they went to 3 million. Then they went to 10 million. Like, bam. Yeah. Like that's, I think though that from a numbers standpoint, most everybody who's gotten let go has gotten let go. Like restaurant industry, food service, right? Those, I don't know if I'm sure there's still some left, but I think we've seen the exponential lift on that. So yeah, I worry about us. I mean, I worry about the economy and just that, will it turn back over? When we go to turn it back on, here's the thing, nothing's wrong with it. Like in 08, we'd been doing some financial shenanigans that, right, caused a massive fallout with mortgage loans, right, and a few other things. That was a problem. The economy literally has no problems, or it didn't at the time. Apparently, we didn't save enough. That's a problem,
right? Well, and also the deficit, right?
Totally, yeah, totally. But the economy itself was flying. It was flying pretty well. I mean, it was overinflated. Stock market was probably too high. Some of those kinds of things, but. So just hopefully when we go to turn things back on, it's not like,
I know.
Put some choke in it. What was the old you'd spray in the old cars? Do you ever have an old car with a carburetor?
No, it was the what was that?
Is it called choke? I mean, the choke is what you would in the old cars you'd pull out, right, to give it some more gas. But there was like a spray thing you'd put in the carburetor to give it some.
Exactly. Jolt. Yeah. It would just like fire up in there. Yeah. I forget what that was. I've done that. Back in the late 80s, early 90s.
What the Muffins got a good comment. I mean, I think where we can, we need to try to order out food delivery just as much as we can to support those. I mean, but tons of restaurants are going to go under in this. Yeah. I think in this case, yeah, they'll come back. Hopefully.
Yeah. It's just me and my wife here. So we've actually just been, we haven't had any takeout at all.
Oh,
so, yeah,
that's too bad. I mean, you should try maybe once a week.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, my wife. Yeah, I mean, we just do what we do, and
right on. If it works, it works. Yeah, but there was like a brand name of starter fluid, and and sometimes on the old cars, on the old hot rods, it'd shoot a flame out the carburetor. That was cool,
right? Roy says, I think some things will change, hopefully for the better. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. These kinds of things have enough. How do you think, I told somebody, I think podcasting was virus ready. In other words, I don't know if that many things are going to change in the podcasting space. We were kind of ready for this and we know how to do this. What you're doing, making content. perfect. I don't see anybody going, I can't do this anymore. We're good at doing it remote. We were good at being socially distant and physically distant and maybe emotionally distant. And so we were good at all those things. But do you think there'll be any, do you think this will change podcasting in any way?
Well, of course I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I think it'll change it, in probably in small ways for sure. Like some of the, in a big way, I don't think so. In a big way, no.
Yeah, I don't see many.
I think you're right. We are sort of virus proof.
Yeah, it's crazy to think it. And here's what's been really, really interesting. I'm watching companies, organizations now begin to communicate like podcasters. They're starting to like, okay, when we run meetings, we need to run it more like a podcast and less like we're all sitting in the same room. We all know that doesn't work. You can't run you can't get 12 people together on Zoom and run it the same way you'd run it in person, right? It needs to be run. Right. It kind of needs to be run different. I can't tell you, every day someone says to me, where did you get that microphone? Like, I want one. Like, these are people who used to make fun of me for having this thing.
Yeah.
And now you're like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And a lot of even streamers now too. I've seen a couple streamers with a blue Yeti up, pointing right at their face. Like,
yeah. Well, it's just funny. Today I was a guy called me, a guy I work with, and he was like, "Hey, what do I do about lights? Like, what do you do? Tell me how you make lights work." He's like, if I'm going to be doing this more, I need to look like you. And so I walked him through. I actually called him on Teams, and I showed him my setup up here and how I got the lights configured and stuff like that. But I think it's going to change. What we do in podcasting is going to change the way remote meetings or group meetings or companies look at their communications plan. I've always thought a company should have a podcast as a way for the senior executives. Like, there's no reason a CEO of a big company shouldn't have his own podcast that's private to people in the company. There's no reason that shouldn't happen.
Exactly.
No reason. So
100%.
Hopefully those are some of the changes I'm hoping we see in the enterprise as we start this medium, the way we do things starts bleeding into those communication channels.
Yeah. And I heard that Zoom had, what was it? Zoom had 2 million accounts and they ballooned up to 200 million, or was it?
I think that's right.
Okay.
Like 20 million to 200 million or something. I think it was like at 10 times or something like that.
Yeah. Something unbelievable. Like just, whatever, kudos to their IT department for handling all that traffic and all those installations and everything. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, Facebook user. I dread the first move to video, more stuff to learn. Yeah. So Facebook user, by the way, give permission in Facebook on the post, give permission to StreamYard, and it'll show your name on the screen. So then we could see who it is.
I like how you're consistent with that message. I just give up on them. You every time you see that, you say, hey, give permission to do that. We want to see.
Yeah. I see. It's Barry Gary. It's Barry Gary. He'll give permission.
All right, Barry. Give it permission.
He's a PES alumni, so his,
It'll be interesting to see, Zoom stock prices way up and they had to ramp up. But as we ramp back down and go back to work, whatever that means.
Yeah.
I wonder if, hopefully they've made some decisions where they haven't sold the farm to.
Yeah.
Right. And then all of a sudden when they go from 200 million back down to 50 million, that they built, because you got to watch for that. You can't they're responding to the need, so hopefully they've been smart about. I think the guys at StreamYard are pretty smart about this kind of stuff too. I think Dan and Gage over there, they're able to spin up and spin down Amazon instances as they need them,
Right.
So that's been. Go ahead.
Oh no, Barry. You should start getting into video right now. I'll send you on Facebook a link to join us live, Barry Gary. Can you do it? Do you have a mic there? Do you have a webcam? Jump into video right now if you want. And Brad says, give Chris permission and he'll send you a Blue Yeti. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, God. Oh, no. Wait, what movie is that from? Oh, boy. Oh, geez. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's on The Princess Bride when he's reading to the kid and he finishes and he's leaving and he's like, okay. All right.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's right. Columbo. What's his name?
Peter Falk.
Peter Falk, yeah.
Barry is in bed or he would.
Oh.
That's no excuse.
Never stopped. There's a lot of YouTubers that has stopped.
No, it's totally cool, Barry. Thanks for popping in, man. One of these lounges, you should come on though. I have all these ideas for lounges and games we can play and all this stuff, but it's like, it's not easy, you know. It's not easy for me. So some people have like multiple screens. They have like really good streaming software. They have several computers, and it's like a big streaming setup. I don't have that. So,
what do you have, Chris?
I just have an iMac Pro. I have one computer, and I'm doing everything in one computer. Just StreamYard, and I can share a browser, and I could play any music. That's the thing about audio. Oops. Sorry, Jim. Audio I got down because I have Audio Hijack and Loopback, so I can play audio from my music player that goes out to the stream.
Yeah,
I could send any audio out to the stream, but video. And then the other thing is getting a bunch of people on. Like if we play a game with 10 people, not that they all have to be on the stream, but I saw this one game. I forget what it was called. Was that somebody? Someone's pinging me here.
Is that you or me? Must be you. On Facebook. I don't have my thing turned on.
Yeah, Roy. So Roy, you wanna jump on, Roy? Yeah? I'll send you the link.
While you're doing that, let's play a game with the chat room. How about this day in history game? You ready? So chat room, this is for you. You guys are out there. You can't use the internet, okay? So don't use the internet. Here we go. This day in history. Today, April 8th of what year, Hank Aaron of the Atlanta Braves hit his 715th career home run, breaking Babe Ruth's legendary record of 714. What year was that? Whoever comes closest without going over, chat room. What year would that be?
What
Hank
year
Aaron of the Atlanta Braves, 715th home run. Career home run would later be surpassed by some roided dudes. But what year, chat room? Who can be the closest? Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking. Okay. I'm not gonna say it out loud yet.
Okay.
But,
all right. Maybe write it down or something like that.
Yeah. Well, all right. I got it. I know what I'm gonna say.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see if we can get some chat room answers.
Yeah. Let's see.
There.
Who here is gonna chime in with what year that happened? Probably no one.
Without looking on the internet, I'd be interested to know. I was well, I won't say what I was because I would give it away.
Yes.
But nobody knows how old I am. Who do you think? Oh, no, right. What the Muffin looked it up.
Oh,
what you have, Chris?
I was gonna say what Brad said.
Brad said 76. What the Muffin said 74. It is 1974.
Wow.
Yeah, it is 1974.
Good job, What the Muffin. Wow. All right. Yeah, 74. So now who are they playing? Wait, and when did he hit 7? Was it 755? Was the record?
Yeah, maybe. Ooh, that's a good one.
Was that same year? It's probably the same year.
Oh no, it would have to be the next year. Oh, he was born that year, 74. Let's see. Hank Aaron. Let's see if we can get the 23 seasons.
And welcome everybody who just jumped onto the Podcasters Lounge live stream. Happy to have you here. Tell us in the chat the name of your show and say hello. And we're just here chilling. Tell us what you're drinking. Oh, you're from Jersey. Okay. What part of Jersey? What the Muffin? So many different parts of Jersey. I grew up in Flanders. Morris County, North Jersey. Yeah, graduated 1990. Oh, here we go. Atlantic City. Okay. Yep. Been there a bunch of times. Back when I was young and stupid. You know, remember those days, Jim? Were you ever young and stupid, or were you just young?
No. So when I was young, I was really conservative.
Okay,
755 is the right number, by the way. Yeah. Yeah. No, in my teens and 20s, I was really conservative. I didn't drink till I was 30.
Okay. So yeah, you missed that, but
I did.
Some of us were just idiots from the day I graduated 8th grade until I was 31 years old.
So you stopped and I started. That's because I started in my 30s.
Yeah.
I kind of was like, well, maybe maybe a little bit of wine. I started with wine, and then I was, hey, maybe a little bit, maybe like a rum and Coke. So I started doing cocktails because those are sweet and tasty. Yeah. I didn't drink beer till I was 45. So isn't that crazy? Like, that's a lot. Usually if you get that far in life on anything, you're not going to do it. But I totally got in and got hooked. So, and I didn't start cigars till I was probably 48.
Wow. All right, Barry Gary just launched his new show. I love Kentucky.
Bourbon. I mean, sorry. That's just, if I hear the word Kentucky, I have to say bourbon right after it.
I'm looking this up right now. Well, there's, of course. Hold on, let me. Started 25, my first drink. Okay, that's good.
Chris, what was the moment when you said you're going to stop? What led to like, hey, I'm done? Because that's a huge thing to be able to just quit.
So my story is a weird story. When I was
are you okay
around
talking
30,
about it? Or
what?
Are you okay talking about it? Or
yeah.
I just realized like, maybe that's too personal, but
no, I don't.
I want to get to know you, man.
Yeah. No, I was 31 and my life had just become a complete mess. I really didn't have a place to live. I didn't have a car. I didn't have a job. And it was bad. Like it was bad.
Yeah. Bottom.
Not like living on the street for 5 years bad, but I was never homeless. Thank God my good buddy let me stay in his basement. But no, one day I just was like, what the heck is wrong with me? Like, I always thought I was a smart guy. And how did I end up at 31? Just a complete loser.
Yeah. And
I didn't know the answer. And then I started a meditation practice because I always thought that I always felt from even when I was young that like meditation and spiritual practice is like, that's a practice and a initiative that really would open up a person and make them more wise and really help them clean out their character and become a good person and all that. So when I was 31, I actually found a meditation practice, and then that was it. Like it was the right practice at the right time with the right teachers, and that was it. And then I didn't plan on stopping drinking or smoking weed, but it just happened.
Got on a roll.
I mean, no, when I say it just happened, I literally mean that. I mean, okay, so I started the meditation practice, and then the next day I was doing I had like a lesson, you might call it.
Yeah, sure.
And the next day, that was my first lesson, let's say. Next day I went home and I was meditating by myself, but before I meditated, I had like 2 beers. I sat down to meditate and I was like, it ain't working. What's wrong here? It ain't working. So I asked my teacher, I said, so how does alcohol fit into this meditation practice thing? Yeah. And he explained to me that alcohol sort of blocks any spiritual enlightenment and stuff. It sort of dumbs you down. It like,
yeah. Blocks some receptors.
From that day, I didn't decide anything. I didn't stand up and say, I'm going to stop drinking. This is the absolute truth. 7 weeks later, I realized that I hadn't drank in 7 weeks. And it was like the most shocking moment of my life. I was like, wait a minute, how did I not even realize it?
Yeah.
And it's because I was doing the meditation and going every week to see my teacher. And like, I was really, and it just happened. And same thing with not eating meat. I didn't ever decide that. It just stopped happening. And I'm like, I don't know.
Same time or different time?
No, the meat thing was a year later.
Okay. Yeah, good for you. Yeah.
All right. Well, now let's bring on.
Oh, we got somebody new. Nice.
Mr. Roy Stegman.
Yo, how goes it? Can you guys hear me?
Dude,
Yeah.
We can hear you. You're in the vocal booth, huh?
Yeah, and I can't hear myself, so this is interesting. I don't know if I'm clipping or not.
A little bit.
Yeah, you're clipping a little bit.
A little bit.
All right, I'll just back off here.
But you do have to sing now that you're in the booth. You gotta you gotta do some singing here.
Yes,
lovely.
See it.
Wow.
That was good.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, it's getting late. No.
Oh yeah. Wait, Barry Gary just went live. What does that mean, Barry?
I thought maybe Barry White was back.
Oh no, Barry. Yeah, Barry. So Roy Stegman, how you doing, brother?
Oh, just chilling, just hanging out here over in the vocal booth. Since you were mentioning decent audio, and I was like, well, this is how it would be using the laptop camera and then using this vocal booth. I'm actually holding the laptop as I'm speaking into this mic.
Oh wow.
Like this, like over to the side, like this. You got that. You're just kind of holding it there.
Yeah.
Nice. How long is that going to last? Won't your arm get tired?
I think I'm pretty fit.
Okay. All right. Just hold it out a little bit farther, maybe. Hold it out a little bit farther for a while.
Are you challenging Jim to a push-up contest live right now? Is that what you're doing?
Oh,
it's right up against the wall here.
Okay.
So this is about as far back as I can pull it.
All right.
Okay. So what mic you got, Roy?
I have here is the SCM 900. I think it's it was back when Natty made very good mics, but because they were so cheap, a lot of people were skeptical about them. But then I have another one where the capsule is damaged, but it's one of my projects to replace the capsule on that with one that will actually make it sound as good as a mic that's worth thousands. But it's on my to-do list.
Okay. So Barry just launched the I Love Kentucky podcast. Barry, can you post a link? Because I'm searching for it. Google doesn't even have it yet.
Yeah, I was real close to getting the NT1A out, but I was like, nah, let me go with something a little more obscure.
Okay. There you go. We love obscure. That can be a trivia question like 7 weeks from now. We'll be like, on April 8th, 2020, what microphone did Roy Stegman use in the last?
Yeah.
What year?
I actually like the high frequency bump this gives and better than the NT1A. There are some voices where it sounds real good on it compared to the NT1A because of where it has that high frequency bump in it.
Yeah, it sounds good. And you should sometimes join and play one of your instruments for us, Roy.
Yeah, perhaps when I get a more streamlined setup, unless you don't mind me playing in front of my cell phone.
What's that? I hear a voice in the background. What is that? Anyone?
Oh, that's Steven. He's playing a game of Skyrim over on the other side of the room.
Oh yeah, we're gaming, going crazy, streaming, gaming. New podcast with Barry Gary. I Love Kentucky. So Barry, are you going to have the one and only Cliff Ravenscraft on your show? He's from Kentucky. Although he's not. Is he even podcasting anymore?
I think he's got a life show, doesn't he? Like where he's giving out life advice. Be nice to people.
Okay.
Save more than you spend. One of those kinds.
Use a good microphone.
Yeah. No, I think he's done. I think he's done on the podcast side. I don't think he's doing that anymore.
right?
He kind of dropped off, didn't he?
Yeah, well, because then he wanted to he was doing the motivational speaking, and he wanted to fill an arena and stuff. He's done that twice, I think, right?
Really?
I mean, he didn't fill the arena, but he had people show up, and he did it, and it was a success.
Yeah, cool.
So good for him, man.
Yeah, let's see where he's at.
There you go. So, so Roy, if people are just joining, Roy posted in Facebook links to his SoundCloud mixes. So if you want to hear his mixes, go to SoundCloud. Okay. You're in the booth holding a laptop, Roy. How long is that? How long are you going to be able to do that for?
I know.
I know I can do it for at least 15 minutes.
Yeah, he has podcasts as recent as 3 days ago.
Oh,
how to improve your memory.
Yeah, read the memory book. Do you guys ever read the memory book?
It's just the Cliff Ravenscraft show. That's what it's called.
Right. Yeah, that's what.
Take your message, your business, and your life to the next level.
Yeah, that's when everything switched for him. When he changed the what was the name of his show?
Podcast Answer Man.
Yeah. He changed from that to the Cliff Ravenscraft show, and that was around the time he switched everything up. But he was still doing those, teaching people how to podcast. He would have them to his house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They were a couple grand, weren't they?
Yeah. Well, his original course was $3,000.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even charging that much.
You should.
I've had several of his students come through my school. But
there you go. I've heard you're the BMW of audio, Chris. That's what I've heard. Nah, that's an old reference. You're more like the Tesla of, right?
Or Mercedes.
Oh, is that what you'd go with?
No, I'm just saying BMW is one of those. I don't know. I don't want to offend anybody, but
I think I offended you by saying that. By the way.
No, I don't care. Come on.
Right,
no, who cares about me? Please, I'm just a nobody. No one cares about.
We're all
so
somebody, Chris. We're all somebody.
Nah,
even
nobody.
Roy, whose hand is going to give out here. His thumb is going to give out.
No, I know what Jim's waiting for, Roy. He's going to wait till your arm's real tired. Then he's going to challenge you to the push-ups.
Push-up contest.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd still be up for that challenge too.
Oh. I know, Roy. You're quite a bit younger than Jim.
Yeah.
And I used to work out regularly until this happened.
Oh, well, see, I've actually been working out more since this happened.
Yeah, so it's a good bet.
Yeah, I think so. Well, we'll have to give it a try. Let's see. Hold on, Kim.
What's up, Michael Merlino? What's up, man? Glad you could join us. BMWs are overrated. Yeah, and I was just gonna say, like, there's a rumor that people who own BMWs are of a certain personality, and okay, whatever. But I don't know. I don't know what that means. I've never owned one. I don't think I've ever known anyone who owned one.
I have.
Yeah.
And I think I've seen both sides of the spectrum. So there are some that are like, I have this performance, so I want to use it. And then there are others where like, hey, it's a car. But they have some good deals when it comes to the maintenance. A lot of times, as you're making payments for it, maintenance is covered, and I usually have deals like that. And that's why one of my friends just had the BMWs.
Right. So, Jim, you said you didn't drink until you were in your around 30,
early 30. Yeah.
But had you never even tried one drink?
Oh, I might have had an occasional wine cooler, from time to time, or, something cheesy. Okay. But definitely no beer and no hard liquor for sure. I was just super conservative. Well, I had kids young, and then they were pretty expensive. So like I didn't have a lot of extra money to blow on alcohol. And I didn't want to. Right. It's like you right now. Like we have the opposite story. So at 31, I started drinking. Right. And it actually hasn't been too bad. I'm pretty good about it, but I've enjoyed it. The problem is I've gotten into expensive stuff.
Okay.
That's the problem. You get older and you have the money and you buy the really good bourbon or whiskey or vodka or whatever, right? And you're like, oh God, there's a reason this is expensive because it's really good.
Right.
And you don't wake up with a hangover and you don't like, I mean, there's just like, there's all these things, right? And then you go into a major recession and you start worrying like, do I have enough alcohol in the house?
Right. Michael averages a 6-pack a year and I drink it wisely. There you go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Good.
Cool. So,
Roy, you got a drink of choice? Anything that your go-to?
Well, lately I've been I've been introduced to the world of mixed drinks, and I'm more familiar with beer and wine.
Okay.
In fact, depending upon the situation, sometimes I like a Cabernet, other times a Shiraz, but then even the champagnes are pretty nice, especially if you're more festive. And you can't go wrong with the Moscatos. Those are like a dessert wine, so they're kind of fruity.
Yeah.
But then also there are some beers that I like, like drinking, like I think a pale ale or maybe a stout.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you a craft beer guy at all? Do you follow any of the local, maybe a local craft beer that you like?
Yeah, there's some local ones. Like one of the ones that I usually gravitate towards just because it's one, it's readily available, but it's not the pale ale that I usually go for. But I'll go for it if it's there. It's the High Life Pale Ale. It's an Indian pale ale.
Yeah,
it's one of the ones local to Tampa.
Okay,
and but I'm trying to think of which one. I mean, pale ales. I noticed that they can go either direction. Some of them are malty, and then there are other ones where they're more hoppy. And it's definitely an acquired taste, especially if you're used to the beers.
Well, and bitter, with the the IPAs getting real bitter. That was kind of popular, a while back, and now they're getting sweeter and more shandy like, and they're adding citrus flavors and fruits. That's kind of right now, we went through a stout phase for a while too, where everybody was going stout.
Yeah, stout kind of has usually they like to put a little bit of chocolate or something along with that flavor in it. Yeah. But the thing in fact, the one that impressed me the most was the Dogfish Head.
Oh yeah.
There was one where you drink it and then it has an aftertaste that's like has a finish that's like Fruit Loops almost.
Delicious. If that means I can eat it for breakfast, then I'm in.
The beer for breakfast.
That's right. Brad, my favorite bourbon is, I'm a Jefferson's guy, and my favorite in that line, they have a whole line, is an Ocean for sure. So then they have a couple different Ocean varieties as well. I forget. I think it's a 17 or something like that. Yeah. So that is my go-to. That is my go-to bourbon. In fact, until Chris said he didn't drink, I was going to go grab a bourbon, but I don't want to respect the guys not drinking. I don't want to be on here just getting sloshed.
No, it's dude.
I know.
I'm totally fine with it. By the way, I was going to ask you all, what have you guys been reading any books?
Oh,
and everyone in the chat, are you reading any books currently? Because I just started reading one that I've owned for many years, but I never finished it. And I'll show it to you in a second. Roy, any books?
Let's see. Not currently. I've just been reading a lot of articles and then, and also listening to a lot of podcasts. Yeah. In fact, I've been watching a lot of videos lately on YouTube that were part of what we call the YouTube anniversary, the YouTube University, when I was learning more tips and tricks with Reaper.
Okay.
Reaper. Yeah, it's definitely becoming my go-to DAW. Because I was getting so frustrated with Pro Tools and how much of a resource hog it's been. And of course, a lot of times I do the audio work in Audition, but I can't do music in Audition because they don't support virtual instruments or MIDI or anything like that.
Is that true?
Yeah. I even asked them about it, and they were like, they never gave a straight answer. But I did some research and found that it was right around CS3 even where they took that out. And pretty much has no intention of ever putting it back in.
That is really interesting.
And that's why Reaper started looking attractive. And then I started using them. I'm like, man, this is... I was trying to make this laptop... that I'm using, just trying to make it scream or sweat. And it's just... I pretty much any stress test that I threw at it, it was running fine on Reaper.
Wow. Yeah, Reaper's awesome. What the Muffin likes Reaper too. I'm all Reaper. I'm Team Reaper myself. All right, so the book I'm reading is this one.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Oh yeah, baby. I think it was written in 99, and it's all about complexity, which is related to chaos theory, and awesome stuff. I love it. What? Oh, wait. Oh, that was you, Jim.
Yeah.
We call it Old Jeff.
We call it Old Jeff.
Okay.
At our house. Old Jeff. You guys know Old Greg? You know that old YouTube thing?
I've heard of that.
I'm Old Greg. I'm Old Greg. You ever had Bailey's in a shoe? So that's one of our family things. We talk about it all the time. And so we call Jefferson's Old Jeff.
Nice.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Chris, I got a good picture of you. I need to. Oh, I need to hold on. Let me get this captured here.
Oh,
I didn't do it intentionally. I was grabbing the chat room.
Okay.
And let's save it there.
This is what they do, Roy. They get you on camera and they take weird screenshots and then they go online and post it everywhere.
Well, there we go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, baby.
What would Barry say?
There.
Got that
alone, baby.
There you go.
Chris,
you can talk.
Jim's screen.
Yeah, there you go.
Ah! Oh my God, I love
That's how I know you. Love you and know you.
And now I can hear myself with
that
the
Hargis quote too. I love it.
There, I got the mixer open. Now I can hear myself. Normally, I'm used to using the DAW where you want that muted so that you hear exactly what's going through the channel. I just brought myself up here on the hardware.
Thanks, What the Muffin. Looking good. Oh, that's classic. Oh, yeah. Just chilling in the lounge. We're going to have to do a marathon stream one of these. Probably have to be on a weekend.
Yeah. What would you do?
Probably I want it probably 12 hours.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't want to go 24 yet. 24 is apparently insane.
Oh, I couldn't do it. I'm good for about 20. And then those last 4, I just fall off the cliff. I get unreasonable and I get angry.
I have a question for both of you gentlemen and for everyone in the chat. Obviously in the Podcasters Lounge, for now, I'm the one streaming and I have, and everyone's sort of invited to jump on with me and have fun, whatever, right? It's not the Chris Curran show, but for now, I'm the one who's sort of
heck yeah, it is
steering the ship.
Heck yeah.
Captain Chris.
But this is my question. Does it make sense to let other people stream in the group or just me or like Jim? Would you ever want to stream in the Podcasters Lounge for an hour?
Oh, yeah. You could take, how'd you do that? Oh, just into the Facebook group. I would start my own stream and then post it into the Facebook group.
Yeah. Or, look, again, I don't think I'd want to let everyone stream until I know them well enough that they can sort of handle a stream. But Jim, I could give you the login to StreamYard and you could just jump in.
You could, but
yeah,
I guess you could.
But I don't know if you'd want to. I don't know if it makes sense for the viewers. Anyway, just questions I have.
Yeah, I think it's a good question. Roy, would you?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I'd still keep the thing going, especially when we have it on a schedule.
Plus, if I die from the COVID, then someone's gonna have to take it over. You know what I'm
that
saying?
got serious in a hurry. Yikes.
Yeah.
Wow, Debbie
I told-
Downer. Wow.
I told my wife earlier, I'm like, I got 3 weeks worth of episodes done and scheduled. So if I croak today,
I like my
But-
news like I like my metal. Dork.
Well, if you do, she can't touch him for 2 weeks. So make sure she doesn't.
aye, Captain. Oh boy. There. All right. Well. So Jim,
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
no, did you mention a book though that you've been reading?
No, I have a stack of books right here that I need to read, and I never will. I'm just not good at it. I just don't. I should, but I don't. I show up on too many of these things, and I making too many podcasts, and just I'm goofing around to watch too much YouTube.
If you had to turn around right now and pick one book that you're going to read, what would you pick? Yeah. This is good. Live on camera. Oh wait, let me get him full screen.
Okay, I think the one I would get is Leonardo da Vinci. So Walter Isaacson writes these really, really interesting biographies.
Yeah.
He's just a really good author on these, and he's a super interesting guy. I've heard him speak a couple times. So that's the one, and I think it's more intimidating than it actually is. I think there's a lot of space and maybe some pictures in here. But yeah, the other one, the other one that's kind of interesting because of the field that I work in with talent and those kinds of things is the sports gene. I don't know if you guys have heard of this one.
No. What's the subtitle?
It's called Inside the Science of Extraordinary Athletic Performance. And
interesting.
There's this, there's nature versus nurture. Like, are athletes born or are they created? Right. And so
it's been a residual question there, whether it's how much of it is genetics and how much of it is just conditioning.
Yeah, right. And maybe both. And in the field that I work in, we talk about this all the time with talent, with natural talent, right? And how much are you born with, and how much is influenced by what you do that's around you. And so a buddy of mine said, yeah, you really ought to read this book. And so I picked it up. It was like $7 on Amazon, and I haven't read it yet. So
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I think you get smarter. I think you actually get smarter when you read. That's just why I'm probably so dumb.
Well, there's also the issue of retention as well. It's like, how much of that do you actually remember? Are you able to boil it down?
Yeah.
I still think I've run into this a lot. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I've run into this a lot where even the author can admit that they can actually pretty much explain the book in less space than it takes, but they use a lot of fluff in it to give the book weight.
Yeah. So people will buy it. Yeah.
Because sorry.
No.
A lot of speakers treat their book more like a business card than an actual intellectual property. Yeah,
the books don't make any money these days. You buy a book so you get to invite, so you can charge $10,000 as a keynote speaker. That's where the money is in the keynote stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the book is just a pass.
A business card.
Yeah. So somebody will. Somebody will hire you. There's a book 2 years ago I bought that maybe is not so good to read today, but it's called Contagious.
Oh boy.
Man, that's probably something big now.
Been sitting on my shelf. Subtitle, Why Things Catch On. And it's all about viral marketing and some of those kinds of things. We were building an app at work that we wanted to include we wanted to have some viral like abilities for it so people could share it and some of those kinds of things. So the students who were working on it, this was one of their textbooks they were doing, but maybe I should hide this. Maybe I should hide this book.
Yeah. Well, so now we got to ask you, Jim, please tell us how do I get something to go viral, Jim? How do I do it?
Yeah. There's one, you lick a doorknob.
That's a start.
Oh,
okay, terrific.
Well, I was just saying. Hold on. Let's see if I can. This maybe goes to Roy's point of like, you read these things and then do you really remember what's in there? There's four. He outlines 4 elements of a viral campaign or I'll see if I can find it, but it actually makes sense. But after you read it, you're kind of like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. It's not like it's.
Right, but I asked the question as a joke because that's what everyone asks, right? Everybody wants to make a YouTube video that goes viral.
Yeah.
And even if you find those 4 steps in that book, there's still some other
Yeah.
there's something else going on that we can't actually put into words or pinpoint, right? Yeah.
But what it's at luck is where opportunity meets preparation, right? I think that's one of those things where you got to do some of those things and be ready. And it may not, but if you don't do those things, I can guarantee you it's not going to go anywhere. Like if you don't make the video and you don't make it interesting, it's definitely not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know,
or if you don't get up and go to work, then, well, I guess now it's a little different, but you know what I mean? If you don't put in the effort, there's no way you can succeed.
Yeah. So one of the things about books like this, and Jim Collins, not me, but the other Jim Collins, the guy who actually made a crap load of money off of his
Good
book.
to Great, right?
I wish, Good to Great. One of the problems is there's a little bit of I think they call it revisionist history. Like, no, that's probably not the right word. But where
that's
you go,
Admiral's podcast,
where you go back, you go back, and so you take somebody who's successful, and then you go back and deconstruct why they were successful, and then say if you just did what they did, you could be successful too. And we know that's not like to your saying. There's so many other things like chaos theory. It's so much more complicated than that. And yeah, it's possible, but the probability of it is probably a little bit lower for you than it would be for another person doing it, right? And so
there's plenty of business in just selling the dream, whether or not the advice works.
Right on. Yeah. I remember I was at a conference in 2000. Let's see, when was I working for this company? 2006. I went out to Chicago. It was back in the CRM was getting big and business intelligence and all that stuff. And a guy was like, The Wisdom of the Crowd. You remember that book? Like, oh, how smart. Like when we pull all kinds of people together, they make great decisions. Not in 2016, they don't. So, you're like, I'm not so sure. Like, so some of those things, they sound really good on paper, but then, you put them to practice and it's like, oh, maybe not. Boy, I got super political on that. Sorry about that.
No, I don't know.
It didn't sound very political. It was more of like the stuff people say.
Here's a great book. Here's a great book. Now, if you're going to read anything, Story Behind, Emily Prokop. This is a great book.
Emily Prokop.
My favorite chapter, peanut butter, right there.
Peanut butter.
Can you see it?
Yeah, got it. Peanut butter.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm hungry.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Ray. Go ahead.
Kind of reminds me of that show called Connections. I don't know if any of you watched that, where it talks about all the inventors throughout time, how they've influenced each other, the connection between one man's discovery and how it influenced another man's discovery. And I guess it caught on over time that eventually they started a sequel series called Connections 2. And I guess that was when they started making the connections to modern times and the internet.
Yeah.
That is cool.
It is. No, I love that kind of stuff. I love the going back to this guy did this and then this gal did that and it was this and that led to this. And, that's the best kind of history, I think, to take it in that, to take a thread, not just one event, but taking a thread all the way through. So, okay. So let's talk about peanut butter because it's my favorite thing. This is for the chat room as well. The delivery mechanism for peanut butter is your favorite thing to put peanut butter on to get it in your pie hole. Is it toast? Is it celery? Is it, what is it? What is your
crackers
what is your preferred delivery mechanism for peanut butter
of consuming peanut butter?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I just spoon right in there. Like I go totally naked. But what do you think, Chris? What's your go-to?
Well, first of all, a properly made peanut butter and jelly sandwich is
so good.
It's an entity within itself.
Toasted or not toasted? Perfect. Is perfect toasted or not toasted?
Not toasted.
Okay. Wheat
just
or
fresh
white?
Bread though.
Wheat or white?
white.
Okay. Like white
But-
whole wheat or white like Wonder Bread?
No, just white. Just
Okay.
white. Yeah, just straight up white. But the other thing is my mom used to cut up an apple and put peanut butter on the apple pieces, and then you eat that. And
Yes.
dude,
Yes. Cheese works that way too. Apples and cheese are good that way too. Like a really sharp cheddar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that too. Yeah.
Okay. Like, okay.
No
Cheddar.
peanut butter. Just apples and cheese. But
Yeah.
Roy, what about you?
Well, I usually like to put it on something. Usually bread, maybe some breadsticks or something like that.
Yeah. There's some great responses in chat room, Chris, on this.
All right. Yeah, let's do
Drop those in there. There's some really good ones in there. Celery.
it. Oh, wait.
Yeah, you got to try it in the microwave too.
Hey,
Jeff
Jeremy
Foxworthy
Dennis.
influence.
Welcome, Jeremy Dennis. I think,
Yeah.
is this your first time in the lounge?
Jeremy says on a burger, we have a place called Stella's here in Bellevue, Nebraska that they're famous for. They were in Drives, Dives, and Diners. Is that I think that's the name of it. And they make a peanut butter burger, which is really good. By the way, peanut butter and egg is even better.
Oh yeah, I forgot to show you.
Fried egg,
Fried egg, peanut butter.
peanut butter. Well, on the burger. So take the bun, slather it. So make sure the patty's hot. Slather that peanut butter so it melts into the meat, and then throw an egg on top of it. Oh my God, lights out.
So what the muffin? Banana? So you literally just put peanut butter on slice it. Okay.
Yeah.
Jeremy says peanut butter and Nutella sandwich toasted.
Oh yeah. Nutella. Are you a Nutella fan at all, Chris? You know what?
I don't think so. I don't know if I've ever had that actually.
Yeah, it's crack. It's
similar
crack.
texture. Yeah,
It's crack.
I agree. It's a lot like it has the same texture as peanut butter, but it's more chocolatey.
Yeah.
What's up, Gary? Welcome to everybody. Thanks for being here. We're just chilling. Happy to chill with you.
Oh yeah.
There goes
Before I disconnect my interface, though, I don't know if I showed you this preamp that I am going through. It's the it's the Crate SM6MP.
Oh,
it was
cool.
Yeah, it was one that they made like 20 years ago. It was my first preamp, and I then went to the Bluetooths, but I never got rid of it. And then when I started becoming more familiar with the specs, I started realizing how awesome the specs for my preamp were. Like it has way more gain than any other preamp that I have, and on top of that, it's also the cleanest preamp I have.
Cool.
But, I don't think they make them anymore though. They just meant for them to be limited editions, so they'd only do a short run. And of course, since we know Crate is out of business.
When did they go out of business?
That was something recent. Last year, Crate.
Were they owned by Radio Shack or something?
I think they got bought out by another company that got bought out by another one that went under.
Okay.
Okay, Jamie says especially great on bananas. I gotta try. I've never tried this.
Oh
bananas?
yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
you definitely gotta try it on bananas.
Elvis used to make peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
Elvis
did. Yeah, he was famous for that.
Oh, here you go. American Liberty. What's up, man?
Yeah.
I'm so behind on chat. I'm so glad you're all here.
Elvis was eating way more than peanut butter and banana sandwiches. Let's just be clear about that.
I'm going to unplug my interface. Let's see how this sounds on the normal laptop speakers.
Okay. Brad says, my favorite thing is peanut butter bacon sandwich toasted and dip it in orange juice. Oh, no.
I don't know about the orange juice. I don't know about the orange juice one. But have you ever done a donut that's peanut butter, chocolate, and bacon?
Without the bacon, I've tried a donut with peanut butter.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Peanuts or smooth? I mean, crunchy or smooth?
I prefer smooth. I can eat either.
Okay.
Prefer smooth.
I'm a crunchy guy. I like crunchy.
Grilled peanut butter and banana.
Yeah. Well, grilled peanut butter and jelly is really good. Like, have you ever? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Do you use butter to grill it or the peanut butter?
I always use a little butter when I grill stuff like that. Yeah. But if it's peanut butter and jelly, I would just use a little butter.
Yeah, just a little bit. But you can You can, if you have smooth, you can.
Yeah, exactly. American Liberty. He would leave the OJ out of peanut butter so he can use it with vodka.
Right. You need a screwdriver for sure.
Smooth.
Yeah. Okay.
See? Wow.
So the girls here in my house, they're smooth and I'm crunchy. So we have 4. We went a little crazy when the panic started.
Yeah.
So we bought 4 things of smooth, 1 thing of crunchy. I have one backup jar. That's all I've got. So I've been eating their smooth. I should be quiet. I've been eating their smooth without them knowing it. I'm gonna clean it out. So all that's left is crunchy.
Oh, that'll go over. You're gonna have a revolt in your house.
Oh, I know. They're just gonna kill me. I'm gonna die in my sleep.
Yeah, they're gonna strap you to a chair and make you swear an oath to never, ever again switch to peanut butter.
Like, what do you want? Or eat it? I'm gonna eat it all. I'm gonna eat all their peanut butter.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to the smooth. You guys must have been eating it. You guys must have been eating it.
Vodka and orange juice with PBJ sandwich.
Yes. Now that would be delightful.
Thank God this microphone has a spit guard. Wow.
Oh man, how good would that be?
Finish off. It's his best day ever.
Mm-hmm. Cat will do the same thing, by the way. Cats love peanut butter.
Really?
At least ours does.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Oh, ours will. Like if he just hears it, like in the kitchen, like meow, meow, meow.
Almond butter. Jamie,
Yeah.
you like almond butter? That's cool. I don't know. My wife likes almond butter and she's like, here, have it. And I'm like, I don't know if I've ever had it. I'll try it, Jamie. I'll try it. In fact, we should do the next time we stream, we should all have a lot of food around us. Peanut butter, everything. Just have like a big spread and then we'll just sit here and we'll all eat together.
Ooh, I might go get some right now.
I was considering that myself. In fact, I was
Really?
trying to think of what to eat, and it's looking like anything that I got, I have to actually prepare it.
Oh,
One of the things was, bacon. Hear the fryer going.
Well,
you ever just baked it? Like put it on a pan on a cookie sheet. So take tin foil, put it down, put the bacon on the cookie sheet or on the tin
I
foil.
actually have,
So
but
good.
it takes. Yeah, it's
It
great,
does
but
take a while.
takes longer. Yeah,
It does. It takes like 45 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Peanut butter and honey. That's a good combo too. I saw somebody put
Ooh,
that.
yeah.
Peanut butter and honey is really good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
wait, how do you eat it though? Do you mix it in a bowl or what? Or
No. Just put it.
No, you
like
just
you
put
would,
it on top,
like
kind of like
jelly.
you. Yeah.
Same as you do with jelly, or you could pour it right on top, just and then put the bread on top. Yeah, you don't spread it. You don't have to spread it. It'll find its way into your mouth.
See, Liberty. What do you got in front of you right now? Food. That's what I want to know. Has anyone tried an air fryer? What is that?
Good. You've never tried an air fryer? They're super popular. Well, they were last year, and just a big kind of unit you put on your counter, and you can put what you'd normally put like fries or chicken or whatever in it. But instead of grease, it uses hot air to cook it, and it's got some things inside it. It's supposed to be healthier, and so you can make healthy fries and healthy chicken, stuff like that. I prefer the grill. I like the grill. I grilled chicken tonight.
Bacon in an air fryer. Brad just got one this week when our oven broke. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, your oven broke? Our oven broke too. In fact, the little wire, the thing that heats up, it broke and it touched the bottom and it like sparked. And my wife, luckily my wife, it was open and my wife saw it and she's like, oh my God. And we just turned it off. And so we can't use that oven. Luckily we have a second oven above it, but wife made homemade chocolate chip cookies. So I'm fatter than I was earlier.
I would kill for some chocolate chip cookies right now.
Oh yeah, I feel you.
Wouldn't that be
Remember
good?
what was that movie? Oh God. With Woody Harrelson, Natural Born Killers.
Oh,
when they're driving in the desert and they're running out of gas, and his line, I don't want to say his line, but it's like one of the funniest lines ever. I guess I should say. I guess I should say it.
Yeah,
but I don't know if it's kid friend. Is it? I don't know if it's PG-18 or whatever.
No, it's R. It's a hard R.
Yeah, he said I'd do something to a lawman for a gallon of gas right now. And
Kind of reminds me of that line that's similar in Fight Club.
oh boy, Toll House. All right, we're gonna have the baking peanut butter edition of the lounge next time.
I'm in. Our big barbecue show is next Thursday, so that will be Home Gadget Geeks. Every year we do a big kind of grill and barbecue show. We talk about the tech associated with it. Then I have a couple guys on, this time a guy who does a lot of smoking and grilling, and all we do is look at pictures of food and talk about it all show. Man, I am so hungry.
Yeah.
So good.
I'm thinking I'm gonna hop off and start eating food. Battery's running low anyways.
All right, Roy. Good seeing you, man. Enjoy. Check in the chat room and let us know what you got when you come back. Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, we'll do.
Let us know
Thanks
what
for
you
having
eat.
me on.
All right, man. Good seeing you.
Yeah. All right, Roy. Take care, brother. Similar line to that. I'll buy that for $1. Hey now.
That's RoboCop. That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Wow, RoboCop. Yeah, that was good. I liked it.
Yeah,
That's
it's so bad. It's good. Like, it's so bad. It's a terrible movie.
What the muffin? I'm eating spaghetti and meatballs. Oh man, I'm so hungry. Oh, I'm hungry.
But so what's you're a vegetarian, right? So what's your favorite protein substitute? What do you put in instead of, or what do you like to do for your protein?
So my wife cooks like rice and beans, and she'll include some
Legumes.
protein. Yeah.
Legumes.
I have a protein powder that I buy from the store that I mix. I make a shake every day.
Okay.
So I get that. Eggs. We eat it. I eat eggs.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's what in fact, when I first went vegetarian, I forget how it happened, but I went to the doctor for something, and he's like, he found out I was vegetarian, and all he said was like, just eat eggs, often, because that'll be a good substitute, and you'll be fine. So
yeah, it works for squirrels. It's not that good.
What's Peter Weller? Is that the actor?
Oh, that's the actor in RoboCop. First two anyways. The third one was a total train wreck. Like, oh my god, it was bad.
RoboCop.
Kind of Star Trek bad, to go all the way back to the beginning. Kind of Star Trek bad.
So what TV services do you subscribe to? Like Netflix or Disney? What do you have, Jim?
Prime. So Amazon Prime, Netflix, Hulu comes free with our phone service. So we have Hulu. And then we have over-the-air HD television. So I use Plex to record for my wife, so she can record The Voice and Dancing with the Stars and all those shows that she watches, Bowl and NCIS, everything. And so so we record. We do over-the-air HD.
Nice. Why is the third sequel always so bad?
Well, not in Back to the Future. Back to the Future, the third one was maybe as good as the second, which they were all pretty good. But definitely Matrix, third one, awful.
Yeah, for some reason, what do they call that? Suspension of disbelief. Like, I just, for all the Matrix, I went into that, and I just, because I liked all of them, and I didn't.
Oh, did you?
Care, but I understand the criticism.
I have watched it again, so it wasn't that bad. But you kind of, when you start thinking about it, you're like,
The problem with those movies is that the first one was so good, so groundbreaking. Like, you can't touch it. You just can't touch it.
You shouldn't. Like, there should be a law that if the first movie does over whatever, you can't make another one. Like, no.
Has a movie studio ever said, okay, we're going to make a part 2 and part 3 of this movie, but if you don't want us to, if we get 1 million people to give us $20 each, we will not make the movie. That'd be funny.
No, you're like, yeah, no, nobody really wanted it. Like, hey, we should. Nah, nobody really wanted it. You should have to pre-order it. Nah, people would still do that too.
People would do it, yeah.
Lord of the Rings wasn't bad. The Peter Jackson, right? Yeah, Peter Jackson. He did a nice job on all three of those. The Hobbit was a little shaky, but I liked it. I had to suspend my whatever you said disbelief for that too. It's like,
I actually never saw that. Like
Hobbit or the Lord of the Rings or all?
No, Lord of the Rings I saw,
Okay.
but then the Hobbit, I didn't see them. I don't know why.
Yeah, you're fine. It's okay.
That's what I thought.
You'd have to be a real Lord of the Rings nerd to want to watch The Hobbit.
Right.
Which is the opposite on the books. Like the book, The Hobbit is the easiest one to read by far. Right. So if you're just starting with the Lord of the Rings, or you want to read Tolkien,
right.
You want to start with The Hobbit and then move into the Lord of the Rings. Where in the movies, it's the opposite. Watch the Lord of the Rings and then just go do something else.
See, The Hobbit was garbage. I liked Lord of the Rings. Never saw The Hobbit. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
The movie studio plan is to find popular movies they did not make and make their own sequels of it.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I know.
That's why they're all doing the same thing. That makes sense. Liberty.
Fast and Furious 97, I think, is out this summer.
Oh. See, everyone's in agreement here. Wow.
Well, I do have a little trouble with people who say it was so bad that I didn't watch it. Then how did you know it was bad?
Oh, right.
Right. Am I wrong
right.
there, Chris?
Maybe from the trailers or here's, I will say The Hobbit, for instance, I did see part of that somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know if it was on TV, but and it wasn't from the beginning. It was in the middle, and I watched probably 10, 15 minutes, and I was like, I didn't know what was going on. I mean, obviously, because I didn't.
Because you're not a nerd. I don't think you should be able to say anything about a movie unless this goes back to what you were talking about earlier, unless you've seen it. Like you have to be able to say I all the way through. I've watched it. I suffered through it. Whatever. Okay,
Gary tried 3 times.
See, I appreciate that. At least he tried.
Yeah. 3 times. Even once is one thing, but wow,
it's a long movie. It is super. I think it's 7 or 18 hours, something like that.
and they did it at that 24 frames per second, and
man, and it's CGI. It is so much CGI.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's just a ton of CGI. Yeah.
Well, and that might be one too. I wonder if it's the case too that like Lord of the Rings was so good.
Yeah.
That you're comparing The Hobbit to that.
And the Lord of the Rings had a lot of practical stunts, a lot of practical, a lot of their special effects were practical. They were actually real things, and they used camera tricks and stuff. They did, but they didn't depend a ton on CGI.
Right.
Not like they did in The Hobbit, man. The Hobbit was just,
wow.
You could see it.
So I wonder what movies are, so did they released a bunch of movies on Netflix over the past few weeks.
Did they like the new?
I don't know.
New ones. I heard they might.
Right. So anyway, I want to ask you about music.
Yeah. Far away.
Yeah. So we could switch to that now. But as far as music, like what music you listen to, like tell me, obviously, sort of briefly, like when you were young, what music did you get into first, and then in high school, and then in your 20s? Like, what were your likes and dislikes?
Well, I grew up in the 80s, so I started listening to music around 1980. So pop, what was popular then, you think of Journey, Foreigner, the rock bands like AC/DC and anything pop, the Cars. Then I became a big Phil Collins Genesis fan. So probably my sophomore year of high school, I started running with some kids that were kind of progressive rock. So like Genesis and Yes, and some of those kind of more progressive bands. And then there's a gigantic hole. Like I go into the military and just there's a 6-year gap. And I got married in there. And when we came back to the United States, I started listening to like Debbie Gibson and like kind of because my wife listened to that. And I just listened to what she listened to. So kind of pop. We did country for a while.
Oh.
I would say when country was real pop, probably 03 to 2010, maybe. We listened to a lot of country. Then we went back. The kids, we started listening to some Christian rock, like some Christian stuff, like because it's the words are at least listenable at times. You know, like, oh my God, did he drop the F-bomb again? And so we ended up listening to a lot of what our kids listen to, which was actually kind of cool because now that they're in their 20s, they're reminiscing about those days, and we get to share those memories with them. We know all that music with them. Maybe the smartest thing I did as a parent was listen to the same music my kids were listening to. But it actually great parenting advice. Well, for me anyways, it worked for me. Last concert I went to was Phil Collins. So I saw him live. He came to Omaha. He can barely walk. He's crippled. His left leg doesn't work. He's old. Yeah, he's in bad shape. Phil Collins is in really bad shape, and he can barely sing. But he, what's up, Jason? Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Phil
yeah.
Collins.
I kind of do. I'm a pop guy. I'm kind of a pop guy. You know, I like kind of what's popular.
He'll be digging in the dirt soon. Okay, terrific. Thank you, Jason Bryant.
What's that mean? What does that mean?
No, I mean is he saying he'll be dead soon? I think that's what he means. I mean,
it's lyrics from a Peter Gabriel song. Yeah, Peter Peter Gabriel's got some really interesting stuff. He broke from Genesis, and I kind of stopped listening to him until Sledgehammer.
That's right.
Peter Gabriel sang for
Gabriel
Genesis.
was in Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I've never been a Genesis fan. I mean, I don't mind anything by them, but I just never got into them.
There was some weird stuff. The early, so like right up until they released, like Invisible Touch came out in 86. And before that was just Genesis. Those were their pop albums. But everything before that is just freaking weird. Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, and then there were 3 and some of their albums. Just weird.
And so what are some of the, well, you said AC/DC. That's pretty heavy. I was going to ask you about what heavier bands have you been into?
Like Def Leppard and AC/DC and the hair bands, like,
glam metal,
Van Halen. Yeah. Some of those I was a big Van Halen. I saw Van Halen in the 84.
Cool.
You want to hear a story? I got a funny story about that. You want to hear?
Yeah.
You got time to tell? Okay. So I'm 16 and my parents were pretty conservative and they would never let me go to concerts, but somehow I talked them into letting me go see Van Halen at the Cow Palace in San Francisco. I was a San Jose kid. So the day came, a buddy of mine who had muscular dystrophy. So he was in a wheelchair that had a little control on it. He also had a little backpack in the back that they never checked. And so his adult sponsors that were driving him there sponsors isn't the right word, but he had friends that were over 21. We were 16. He was too. Okay. And so you could sneak. It was the perfect size to sneak a Jack bottle in, or any bottle right in there. You could sneak into the back, and the guys aren't going to check. No one's going to feel like a douchebag for going through an electric wheelchair, right? So they snuck a bottle of Jack in. Well, I told you earlier, I was pretty conservative and I didn't want to drink, and I wanted to prove to my parents that I could do this. Like, I can go to a concert, I can be responsible. I want to be able to do this again. So a buddy, one of the buddies of mine who's with me, he drinks like half that bottle of Jack. And at the end of the concert, it was a long concert. They had an opening band and then them, and they played Jump and all those, right? Panama and all that. Super great. So at the end of the concert, I go back and get a hot dog, and I'm like, I'm kind of hungry. So I get a hot dog. Something was not right with that hot dog. So my buddy who had been drinking too much and me get in the van, he loses it in his duffel bag. Like, he has a gym bag, and he loses it. Of course, the smell, and then I had that hot dog, and it wasn't sitting good with me. So I lose it. So I am like, I got food poisoning so bad I was like dry heaving. Oh. So the sponsors that were with us, they dropped us off at my buddy's house. They didn't know what to do with me. They were like, I was sick. I was really sick. So we go, I get Craig was his name. So I get Craig in the house, and we get in bed, and we try to be really quiet. We don't want his parents to wake up. Of course, he smells like Jack and vomit. Like, just like the worst you could ever smell. And I'm with him. So of course I smell like it too, right? You can't tell the difference. So they call my mom that night. It's like 3 a.m. when we get in. And of course, so They're like, he can spend the night and, we'll come pick him up in the morning. So I woke up and had breakfast. Well, I tried to tell them and my parents this story. Never in a million years did my mom believe me. Right.
Oh,
So I was, at that point, I couldn't go to concerts again. But so years later, I was like 40. I'm talking to my mom about this and she still does not believe me. I'm like, Mom, why would I lie to you now? Like,
right.
why would I lie to you? I would tell you. I would tell you. And, no, you were so drunk that I was, no, I really wasn't. So I totally got screwed out of. They never let me go to another concert again. And remember in the 80s, like concerts were everything. Like that was the place to be for sure.
Dude, that's an amazing story. That's so funny. She didn't believe you even to this day.
No, she still doesn't believe me. No, she's 90 and she's like, nah, you got drunk that night.
Oh God,
I still can't trust you.
Wow. Gary says, I grew up in one of the great Nothing City concert spots, smack middle of Indy, Cincy, Louisville, Chicago, Nashville, St. Louis. We got everything on a Tuesday, Wednesday night from 1970 to 1990. Incredible run of concerts. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't get to go to any of them.
Oh, man.
I was so pissed. I was so mad. I never talked to that guy again, Craig. Never talked to him again. I was so mad. It's like,
right?
Jackass.
Yeah. That's rough.
To be 16 in 1984.
Wow.
It's a great concert there. So it was a great concert, right? That's kind of the last time David Lee Roth in the 80s played with them.
Okay.
And so it was good. It was a really good concert.
Yeah, no, that's so cool that you saw Van Halen in 1984 with
in the 84. And the only disappointing part, okay, so Jump, the song Jump, right? And there's a keyboard solo and then there's a guitar solo, and it may be the other order. That's guitar first or keyboard. And so, I mean, the guitar solo that Eddie Van Halen plays in that song is just legendary, right? I mean, it's just, so it's the last song they're playing right before the encore, or, you're waiting for it. And he bails out and does it on the keyboards. He does his guitar solo on the keyboard, which he's an okay keyboard player.
Yeah.
It's Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah.
Play your freaking guitar. I came here to hear you play your freaking guitar.
Wow.
So that was one disappointment. But David Lee Roth he's incredible. He's an incredible performer.
Yeah, I saw a video of him probably 6 months ago. Like you go down the YouTube rabbit hole and you just go video to video. Anyway, they were doing it was they were reuniting after years, and they were doing something. I think it was New Year's Eve, and he came out, and it's David Lee Roth with Van Halen.
Yeah,
and although I think Wolfgang was playing bass instead of Michael Anthony, but anyway, he starts twirling around the mic stand, David Lee Roth, and he actually, by mistake, hit himself in the nose. And you see him go like this, and he's like, and then he goes off the stage, and he really messed himself up, but he came back and tried to sing, but like you could tell he messed up.
Hit it hard, huh?
Oh, that's terrible.
Well, Phil Collins fell off in 2007. Phil Collins fell off the stage in a reunion tour with Genesis and broke his back.
Oh,
and it's never been the same. He doesn't have any feeling in his left leg. So you can't be a drummer when your legs don't work, right? He doesn't have any feeling in it. So his son, he has an 18-year-old son who, his name is escaping me now, who is almost as good of a drummer as he is or was. And so his son is playing for him, and they do this nice little tribute where his son plays the piano and they sing together. It's really good. It was very, very touching.
Wow. That's cool.
Let's see, Ozzy. Yeah, this is an 80 who's who hair band. Warrant, Bon Jovi, AC/DC,
Guns N' Roses, Ozzy, Floyd, Metallica, dude. I mean, wow.
You ever listen to Rush? Were you a Rush fan?
Yeah. Oh my God, of course.
Yeah.
Oh,
Geddy
best
Lee?
bands ever. Period.
Yeah.
Conversation.
Yeah, super great. I can still listen to them all day long. Boston, another one. Listen to a lot of Boston. Still do. Those guys, that guy, he's gone now.
His Sans amp. That's how he got that guitar sound.
Really?
It's like a little unit. It's a little processor unit that gives a certain type of distortion. And he's I mean, that's his sound, and
Yeah.
like everybody knows it, but it's a good sound, so it's great.
Yeah.
80s were not properly appreciated till the late 2000s. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, like I don't know, like back because in 84, when you were 16, I was 12. And that's like Madonna and Michael Jackson were the two, you know,
by far. And
that,
everybody else
like,
was second.
I mean, I don't know. Are these modern singers that big? Like, is Beyonce's probably that big?
Oh yeah, Beyonce, Lady Gaga for sure.
Lady Gaga was.
She's edged bigger than Madonna for sure. Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
Bruno
Mars is an easy Michael Jackson equivalent. You know, not in style, not in music, not saying they're the same.
Right.
Just saying as far as fame, Bruno Mars for sure.
Right.
Yeah. I think the 80s were a special era for it. Now, part of it is because I'm from that generation, so that probably taints me. But I think the 80s was unique. Like, you know, pop music changed fundamentally in the late 80s and the 90s, and it was just different, heavily influenced by rap and hip hop, and so pop became rap and hip hop. And then in the early 2000s, really pop was taken over by country. Like that's country music took over the pop genre. And country went way away from their country roots and became kind of the pop music of the 80s. You know, you go back and listen to a Huey Lewis song from 83 or 84, and you listen to some country from 2011, 2010. It's a hard time telling the difference between the two. You know, you're kind of like, oh, these are kind of close.
Right.
So, you know, country kind of carried that pop mantra. And then I think now, you know, with Justin Timberlake and some of the popularity of some of that, pop music is taking on more, almost kind of gone back to the boy band thing of the you know, that style. Of course, Disney dominates, right? And so they're really in pop music. Disney has such an influence on what's popular today. Whether you think it is or not, Disney controls the pop music space for sure. Just remember, it's a whole new world. It's a whole new world.
That's what because I was about to ask you, well, who's popular these days? And so I'm actually going to pull up the Billboard Hot 100.
Yeah.
And what the Blinding Lights, The Weeknd, that's poppy. That's not rap, that's pop, right? The Box by Roddy Ricch, I don't know that. Don't Start Now by Dua Lipa, don't know that. Circles by Post Malone, I don't know that. Life is Good Future featuring Drake. I've heard of the name Drake. I don't know anything about any of that. Harry Styles, Adore You.
Yeah.
I don't know that. Say So by Doja Cat. No idea. Justin Bieber.
The Biebs.
Featuring Billie Eilish. Okay, I've heard of her.
Oh, yeah.
Louis Capaldi. No idea. Arizona Zervas. No idea. The Weeknd. Oh, look at this guy killing it. Maroon 5. Maren Mara. Camila Cabello featuring DaBaby. Okay.
But
I don't know any of this stuff.
But look at a top 10 list. Does it have a year? Can you on that list?
Yeah.
So how far back does it go?
No, you could see anything. What do you want to see?
So let's go back to 79. Let's go back to 1979. I think you may run into, again, you're going to know a few, but I think you're going to be like, who? Because sometimes on the weekend, I'll listen to Casey Kasem. You know, there's replays of Casey Kasem from the 80s on some of our radio stations here. And I'll just listen to it and I'm like, wow, that played on the radio? You know, you'll hear some, you know, or a one-hit wonder and you're like, who, you know the song, but you don't really know, you didn't know because it's a one-hit wonder. You don't even know the band name. You know?
Right.
Like if you just looked at Gloria Gaynor, you probably wouldn't even know who that is.
Right.
Anita Ward. Anita Ward, who? Like who's that? Who's Robert John? You know, now there's some big names in there, like Bee Gees and Rob Stewart.
Yeah.
The Freak was a one-hit wonder. Like
I remember this song.
Oh yeah,
Reunited
big disco.
feels so
Oh
good.
yeah, so good.
Jim's doing backup vocals.
So
The Pointer Sisters.
David Naughton. Nobody knows who that is.
Bee Gees. Oh yeah. Wait, what song was that? Making It.
Yeah, nobody knows. Nobody knows who that is. Yeah.
Anyway,
So
you know what they said is to look up the song that was number 1 on your 12th birthday. And that says a lot about your personality.
Okay, so May 12th birthday? So May of 82? No, that'd be my 14th. May of 80 would be my 12th. May 1980. What's number 1 last week of May 1980? Let's just see. Choose the 20. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, so there we go. Call me. So Blondie, call me.
Call
now,
me.
What does that mean? What's that mean?
Well, I forget what it said, but it no, it didn't. I forget what it said. It was sort of like it defines your personality or it influenced you the most or something. I forget
What's the Pink Floyd song above it?
Wait,
Pink Floyd, scroll up for me.
Another Brick in the Wall part.
Oh yeah, now that one probably had more of an influence. I mean, that was gigantic, right? That in the movie, and that probably had more influence. That album probably had more influence than Blondie.
Yeah, they say you're old when you don't recognize most of the songs of the past 10 years.
That's true. That's true. We're old, Chris.
Muffin has this CD. I don't know which one, but CDs. I bought.
You remember listening to your first CD?
Yeah.
Where were you? How'd you do it?
It was Among the Living by Anthrax, and it was in 88. No, what Among the Living came out in 87. It was 87. And I had cassettes up till then, and that was my first CD.
Yeah. It was 86 for me. I was on a weightlifting team, and the coach, one of the coaches used to give me a ride home because he lived not far from where I did. So he had an old 57 Chevy red, beautiful 57 Chevy pickup that he gave me a ride home in. And this was probably like, I don't know, March or April. We're getting ready to wrap up the year. And he goes, dude, I got this new thing called a CD player. He said, have you heard of it? And I'm like, nah, you got to come hear this thing. And I come in there and I forget what song he played, but he played it like at 1,000,000 decibels. Like he played it. Listen how great this sounds. And boom, he turned it up to 11. And oh my gosh, I was thinking, this is incredible. Do you remember the first time you heard a Walkman?
Oh yeah, I got a Walkman for my birthday in like 1983, probably.
Yeah. I remember a buddy of mine got one, and he's like, "You got to hear this." And I remember putting those. Remember the little cloth? Had the headphones that were little cloth.
Yeah, they were covered with a little foam cloth.
Yeah, or a little foam. It was foam, a little foam pad, and God, it sounded so good.
Jason Bryant, Spin Doctors, and TLC. First CDs. Then he hoarded Columbia House.
I joined Columbia House for albums. I used to get my very first Columbia House album, Led Zeppelin 4, right? The one with Stairway to Heaven. God. Stairway to Heaven. And that's got Cashmere on it. That's got
Zeppelin 4 is all you have to say. Everybody knows that.
It's so good.
Oh my God.
So good. That was my very first Columbia. Oh, no, that's actually not. Well, maybe a buddy got that for me for Christmas or for my birthday.
Oh, I remember mine, actually. Yeah, Footloose, Kenny Loggins.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. And that movie was transformational because every small town then was allowed to dance. After that, they could dance.
Wait, but so there were really towns in the Midwest that didn't let people in?
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure that was partially true. Yeah, they were afraid, well, in some of those small towns, they wouldn't let them have sex because they were afraid dancing would start.
Oh, God. Liberty says, Let Freak by Chic. Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
1989 Walkman tape player played Whitney Houston single. Yeah. Yeah. Whitney Houston. Like some
Ooh.
people think that, what's her name?
Mariah Carey?
No, not Mariah Carey, older, from the Blues Brothers, Aretha Franklin.
Oh, yeah.
People say Aretha Franklin is the best singer ever and stuff, but I would choose Whitney myself.
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you. Whitney was special. It's too bad that didn't go. That went sideways for so many years.
A few years ago, I actually went back and I was like, well, maybe it was after she died. I don't know. But I went back and I'm like, I just was looking for her biggest songs. And like, I went through her whole, I mean, I looked at a lot of her songs and albums. And the feeling I had was that I felt she should have had more hits.
Yeah.
Like she didn't have enough hits.
I know.
I mean, with that voice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She got Bobby Brown kind of messed her up.
Oh God. They used to live like 20 minutes from my house. They lived in a town that was close to where I grew up.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
And we never saw them. And it was in the woods in the hills, but
right. Yeah. She was special. And she crosses generations. My daughter loves to listen to her. And, you say Whitney Houston, she's like, oh yeah. Like she just crosses generations. That music will live forever. Yeah.
First CD was Pump Up the Jam by Technotronic.
Pump up the jam. Pump it up.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh my gosh. 89. That's crazy. I was 89.
That's when I started driving, actually.
I just got back from Germany. I had been in Germany from 86 to 89. And that was talk about a different experience. In those days, no internet, phones were $1 a minute. You're just, you were isolated. Mail took 2 weeks to get there. Like 2 weeks. Somebody write a letter, it'd take 2 weeks to get. It was just a different world, Music. We had AFN and they just played the same 17 songs over and over and over again. That's why it's kind of a lost for me. It's kind of lost when I go in the military because I was in Germany in those days.
Mm.
The last CD you bought, you got it? And what is that? What are you showing us? See, I'm so out of touch. I don't even know what that is.
This is the new Tool album.
Oh, yeah.
Fear Inoculum.
Why would you buy a CD?
I would have stayed at home because I was doing better.
What is that?
Wow. I don't know.
I knew that was the end of it all.
Is that from you? Did you plug it in somewhere?
There you go.
Oh, it's on your tab. It's on your browser tab, I bet.
Could break my heart.
We're gonna get kicked off YouTube now.
No, that was a commercial, I think.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay.
Was that playing in a browser tab? Was that playing like a commercial in a browser window?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I just started.
No worries. Yeah,
anyway.
no worries.
Yeah, we'll be okay.
Why would you buy a CD today and not buy it digitally?
Because of the packaging. Did you know? Hold on, I'm going to put myself on the screen. Yeah, this is
go.
So first of all, this is the CD, and it opens up like this, and you see this thing.
Mm-hmm.
You hear it?
Yeah, I do. A little bit. How much was that?
It was like $40. Dude, it's sick.
It is sick. I like it.
There's a little battery. There's a whole video sequence. And of course there's the, all the lyrics, and it's a whole package, right? So
yeah. Be the last time you ever see anything like that after this recession that we're going into. Nobody's going to spend $40 on a CD. Is that what's the release on that? Like, when did it release?
Yes. September last year, September 2019. And it's Tool. Like, don't forget, Tool has not released. They hadn't released an album in 13 years.
Wow. And
then this came out, and the Tool fans, everyone just bought it. And I bought it just to have the physical thing, right? For posterity, basically, because they're my favorite band.
Oh,
There you go. Buy it. Buy a $5 CDs from Target. Jason's wife still has a CD player in her car. Yeah, I think that's the last one. The last one I bought was
I
now.
I have a CD player. I just took out a DVD player from my computer, like a light scribe DVD writer that had been in there probably since 2008. I think was the manufacture date on it.
Wow. Well, we are coming up on the hour, and this
Whoa.
has been an awesome lounge. Jim Collison, great job, brother. It's fun. And thanks to everyone. Jason, Liberty, What the Muffin. Seriously, thank you all for hanging out this whole time. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You guys are awesome. And if you have any ideas for future stuff we can do in the lounge, let me know. This is your lounge.
Are you every Wednesday then? Is that the intent of this?
I think since the quarantine, I think I have been doing every Wednesday, and I probably will continue in the quarantine. So yeah, so we could say every Wednesday.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go get some Baileys.
Oh, I'm gonna go get some peanut butter. All right, everybody. Thank you, Brad Hart.
Good seeing you, Chris. Take care. Good job, chat room. Appreciate you guys out there. Ton of fun tonight. So take care.
All right, rock on, everybody. We'll see you next time.